And we're live.
Welcome to
Big Room
Bigroom.
After Dark. Big Room After Dark. Hey,
There's your
everybody.
intro right there. All Joe Rogans.
There's your
all the
goddamn
time.
intro.
Dancing girls and Joe Rogans.
Mhm.
Dancing girls and Joe Rogans all day, all night, after hours.
You will be transformed into both by the end
All right.
of.
So this is the part where we do stuff that might get us banned. So we're going to try not to be banned. So
Not
what we're going to
banned.
do, we're going to say
Yeah,
everything
we don't
we
wanna
can.
be
We're going to say everything we
banned.
can. We are no way monetizing this content coming up. We are simply
No way
playing
monetized.
something that already exists on YouTube for anybody to watch. If there are any
It is
commercials associated with it,
non-monetized.
we'll play those commercials for that member. It
The
is
following
not owned
is
by
for-
us.
Yeah, the following clearly is for entertainment purposes only. We
Only.
are not monetizing this. So although we do not own the rights, we do have the right to share it, and we should not be shut down for this. And we'll take you to court, YouTube, and sue you if you try to shut this down.
Don't force your vaccination on us.
Right.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah,
All
YouTube.
right, so we're going to try and share the lyrics to the song "Oh No" by Grandson, and hopefully everyone will be able to hear the music in the background as well. I haven't tried to play music from a different tab than the one that we have on the screen. So we'll see if that works. If it doesn't, then we'll try something else. So these are the lyrics from the song "Oh No" with the music
Which
by
BB listened to at the end of the movie,
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. So
And there's a number of songs I would be happy playing, but two with the lyrics that I think are very apropos to what our discussion was at the end of the last stream are these two. So let's see what we can do here. Try not to read too far ahead. I know. Oh, there. Is this it? This could be it. Here, I think this might be it. Share audio. All right. Those are the lyrics. You see them?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, can you actually read any of that?
Oh.
Is it possible? Can you read any of that?
They're smoking the sky again, so I'm getting high.
You want to try and get it bigger? Let me try and get it hot, bigger.
There you go. Oh, Jafar was just gifted one of those for her birthday. You got to start slow. You just a
I've
slow
never held it
momentum.
before, and like I got a big old.
That's like it's about at a 33-degree angle, let's say, for the Masons, and you slowly go around the outside. You start super slow, dude. It's like revving up a Evel Knievel motorcycle thing. You got to start super slow until everything catches. Hold on. You don't even have to hit it. You don't have to hit it to start it.
All right.
It's coming, and then slowly build your.
Does anybody hear this music?
I got it now.
He does not hear the music. Though.
I don't hear the
He has
music. I just have the
No music.
Right.
What if you pull up YouTube, I'm sure there's a lyrics video you'll find for this on YouTube.
Hey, motherfucker!
You get in there ad hoc. That's it. Oh yeah, I feel my DNA aligning.
It's a shame.
Dang, bitches.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we roll in the big room.
Yeah, not chakras aligned. Aligning chakras, yo.
Bitches.
Welcome to Big Room After Dark.
All my viewers' chakras are now aligned.
Congratulations.
And you're welcome. You can Venmo us later.
You've made the shift. Yeah, you've made the shift.
All right.
Venmo us here
Go drunk me.
for the chakra alignment.
CF35D 608. 608.
Super.
I assume this is the this will be unedited.
Unedited. For your pleasure.
With audio. Okay, let's try this. Volume up, all
She comes again.
We can't.
right.
Yeah, you found it. Got it.
Ready?
Good.
Here we go.
I'm pretty ready.
No.
I feel pretty ready. I feel pretty ready.
There's smoke in the sky again, so I'm getting high again. Take another hit to the diaphragm. I never drew the diagram, how to deal with this shit, so I still and lie again. Whoa, you're my dream, you're my nightmare. Life is a bitch, she don't fight fair. Leave you right there, I was hoping that you'd notice my despair. Run away from the pain, I don't care. Cause first day in sight, the violence turn around, and then day in fight, the silence burn it down. And I think I need some guidance. The kids don't stand a chance. No, the kids don't stand a chance. Old man, trouble back again, fucking up my plans. Like, oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, oh no. Old man, trouble back again, thought I had the upper hand. Oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, oh no. This cycle is repetitive. Sex, rock and roll, sedatives. Degenerates need medicine. Spend money for the hell of it. I don't give a fuck what they selling like I'm celibate. No, and I know I'm a piece of shit. Should've learned by now. Peace needed quick or a piece of it. In school they ain't teaching it. Each of us trying to find release, but it seems a bit slow. First day in sight, the violence turn around, and then they invite the silence, burn it down. I think I need some guidance. The kids don't stand a chance. No, the kids don't stand a chance. Old man, trouble back again, fucking up my plans. Like, oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, oh no. Old man, trouble back again, thought I had the upper hand. Oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, oh no. I drink, smoke, whatever you selling, I'm a sick joke. My president's a felon and I can't cope. I'm in love with the pain, so I stick poke with my kin. Folk, give me drink, smoke, whatever you selling, I'm a sick joke. My president's a felon and I can't cope. I'm in love with the pain. We taking on the system cause it broke.
I remember those lines distinctly after watching the movie.
Yeah.
Oh no! Old man, trouble back again, fucking up my plans. Like, oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, oh no. Old man, trouble back again, thought I had the upper hand. Oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah,
I
there's a
think
lot
it would be how awesome would it be to be to have like access to the movie and be like write a song about this, and you know the script, the script, and then you can take those phrases and use that as inspiration for your hook, for your melody, and create a song around it. I mean, it's
Right. That wasn't the
be
case,
great.
but I remember hearing that. That would be great. That would
Right.
be great.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
was,
the case in this. I didn't see the movie. I thought you said that was the case.
No, I remember that line. When I watched the movie, I was listening to the music as well. and doing the
Okay.
credits and
Oh.
whatnot.
Right,
and,
right.
And I remember that line distinctly. My president's a felon. You
Yeah,
know,
my
I was
president's.
like,
I can't cope with it.
can't cope with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
the one.
I feel that.
And the other one is this one, Pick Up, which I just listened from his going through a bunch of his songs. And
Mhm.
this one ties in ridiculously again with what we were just talking about. But I really like the way he strings together a lot of the, and obviously it's a heavier beat than, you know, that's right up my alley.
Mhm.
Here you go, Stick Up.
I used to be a stuck-up kid, so then I think
Nope.
of all the ridiculous things I did.
Yeah,
All right,
that's it.
ready? Here we go.
Microphone.
Oh,
Here we go.
Volume's pretty low.
Now Tommy's a good father, 2 sons and a daughter, but he wakes up and he asks himself, why even bother if he cannot feed his family? The wage he's paid's insanity. Every day he's dealing with a new calamity. Lost his old occupation, but it wasn't immigration. It was a machine automation that replaced. Politicians left him corruption since the recession, so he grabs his Smith & Wesson, says he'll teach him all the lesson, like get down on the ground. It's a stick up, nobody make a sound. Don't even hiccup over, I'm emptying around. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Let it rain over Washington. It's a stick up, nobody make a sound. Don't even hiccup over, I'm emptying around. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Let it rain over Washington. First he lost his pension, sunk into depression. Congress is defecting, it's been adding to the tension. Came back from war and he's been post-traumatic stressing. Can't afford his medicine he took for his aggression. He needs help, relying on a system that rejects him. Took away his benefits but left him with this weapon. Bought a one-way ticket, he's entering the thicket to do the only thing that he's thinking will make a difference, like get down on the ground. It's a stick up, nobody make a sound. Don't even hiccup over, I'm emptying around. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Let it rain over Washington. It's a stick up, nobody make a sound. Don't even hiccup over, I'm emptying around. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Let it rain over Washington. There's a cold wind blowing. I'm just warning and preparing ya. There's a cold wind blowing, and it's coming for America. And it's coming for America. And it's coming for America. Get down on the ground. It's a stick up, nobody make a sound. Don't even hiccup over, I'm emptying around. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Let it rain over Washington. It's a stick up, nobody make a sound. Don't even hiccup over, I'm emptying around. I'm done playing games, so I'm going down in flames. Let it rain over Washington.
Yeah.
I love that.
I hear
love
that.
line. I love that line. Took away his benefits but left him his weapon.
With his weapon. Yeah.
That's so good. It's so
Hi.
good. Well, yeah, dude. I'm really loving this kid. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the same. You said it had a Beastie Boys accent.
Yeah.
G Love Special Sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
I like cold beverages. I like cold beverages.
Yeah.
Stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge.
Yeah, stick it.
Yeah, that is a depressingly honest song.
That
You're right.
Philly, it's kind of a Philly
Yeah.
accent. Yeah.
Maybe it's
Philly,
Philly.
Jersey.
Philly.
The Philly.
Yeah,
But
but
no,
there's,
it's good.
he's got at least half a dozen songs that I
Yeah.
moved over to my playlist today. There's another one called Blood and Water, which is awesome. But definitely somebody that just discovered last night. And very
Well,
high.
when they make your stories into a film, you know exactly who to go to. It'll be like put him with Trent,
Yeah, him and Trent. Yeah.
Trent Reznor.
and that's your soundtrack
There's your
for
soundtrack right there.
for Cobalt.
Yeah,
Oh
for
my gosh.
nice.
Yeah. Maybe, our friends across the pond, our friend across the pond,
The Rev.
Rev. Why
Yeah.
don't you work with him, BB?
For
Give
what,
him
a
some
movie?
lyric. Yeah, give him some lyrics and say, as a producer, create me a sound, because he's in that wheelhouse already. He's in
Yeah,
that
sure.
electronic. Say, I want something that sounds like this,
Like Cobalt.
married with
Right.
Trent,
Yeah.
and give him write some lyrics and give him some impetus, man. He would love it.
Yeah.
He loves to collaborate.
I would do.
His time is very limited.
I'm working with her right now.
Yes.
And that's more my wheelhouse,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I think it's a great idea. Speaking of collaborations, not this weekend, but the following weekend, the last weekend of in August. No, I guess not. Anyway, the
Yeah,
following
yeah,
weekend, Dr. J and myself from Black Cat Moan are traveling down to Frederick, Maryland, to work with Lo Productore, Marasco.
Oh, wow.
nice.
That's where he lives, Frederick?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they moved from Philadelphia area to Frederick, big
Oh.
crazy house. But he put in like this amazing studio in his basement.
So cool.
And it's gonna be a full functioning
Oh my
media
God.
grab studio
I want to
where
go.
eventually it'll have all of the cameras to capture everything.
I
during
want
the
to
process.
come, man. You
Yeah.
gotta
Next
invite
time.
King Ad Hoc sometime.
Absolutely, next time. But yeah, we're going down.
She's a huge Stevie Nicks fan.
Nice.
And remember whenever I was in Philly, and there's a recording somewhere, babe, that
Is that
me,
Philly? No, it's San Francisco.
San Francisco. Did I say Philly? I meant to say San Fran. And when you were in San Fran, I came up and I played that Lindsey Buckingham.
Secondhand news.
We did secondhand.
Lindsay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm your secondhand news. I'm your secondhand news.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it was
secondhand
him,
news. There's a recording.
Me and my brother and Rebecca.
And Rebecca
super high.
and somebody else
So
named
we had
Jafar
three-part
also
harmony.
had the 3-part harmony going. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, where's that recording
Yeah.
at?
It's on Following the Mundocks, the album that came out that year.
If you have
I'll
any,
just be
if you
pumping
can
that out.
send it to me, send it to me. I'd like for her to hear
I'll
it.
find a way to do it.
I don't know
Yeah.
where it exists on the
Digitally,
on the internet.
I think I have like an old iPod, whatever this thing, Apple Pod,
If you send it to me, I'll upload it to my Alpha Magna SoundCloud.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is.
I'll find a way to
put
do
it
it. I'll find a way to do it. I'll find a way to get it to you. I know Morosco has it, I think, as well. But I do have a CD.
That
burned
version
CD.
was really cool. We did a great version of Secondhand News, which is like acoustic guitar and vocals.
That would have been 2005, 2006, 2006.
What? Yeah.
JM has it handy.
Oh.
She got it.
Yeah, but it's not digital. I think she has a CD of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that does make a difference.
Yeah.
There's no way to pop it over anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, so we're going down there, and we've been talking for about doing this for quite some time. I've been trying to get this move them together. And we arrive, with nothing, and you walk out with something. It's just it's a big collaboration station. Every time Morosco and I would get together, we would get together with our families. We used to live together in San Francisco. We were both in our first bands together. And Jafar, myself, and him moved to San Francisco. And that's how we spent our time, was starting to write songs together and recording. And Ad Hoc would come up from LA and record with us, a couple, and write with us. But then afterwards, when we all moved back to the East Coast area, we'd get our kids together. And when they would go to bed, he and I would stay up all night and write a song. By morning we would have a song.
Mhm.
And then it was in 2017, we rented this acoustically great house. It was on in the Poconos on Airhead Lake. And we arrived on a Friday, left Sunday, and we had 5 songs that were fully done. We just built a studio and played for 48 hours. And so anyway, yeah, I'll share some of the stuff sometime. But one time we went down there. Every time we go down there, we try and write something. And so now I'm taking Jameson down, who's having another musician, because I don't play any instruments. I just write and sing. So it's always Maraska doing everything. But having Jameson there and another eye and hand, it's going to be, and they're both excellent producers. So are you, my friend. So it's coming. It's coming. I got to.
I'll play.
I know you will. Not this time, but it's coming. The Crooked Knife. It's getting set up.
I'm psyched, man.
That's
I'm really excited to see what you 3 come up with together. Because every time you add different players, it's going to change the material.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it will. It's different ingredients in the recipe. If you add rosemary to something, it will overwhelm the flavor. It will take over rosemary. So you got to put just right pinch of it.
And it's always been, it's good, real good. So we're all very confident now. So it's going to be, and we're very open to, when Maraska and I work together, no one ever says no. It's okay, then this, okay, so if that's what you want to try out, not shut it down. It's like, okay, yes, then that would mean this would have to happen. And it all stems from us growing up playing D&D and being, creators together.
You could never. There was never a D&D game where you could say, no, you can't do that.
Right.
It was always like, all right,
does it hit or not? Throw the D20, and if it hits, it hits.
That's it. It's destiny. She
Okay.
knows.
I play D&D. I do.
Yes.
Pathfinders. Bigroom, my goddamn Bible. Jesus.
Nice. So, yeah.
To the D20.
D20.
Drink.
Yeah, I'll share some music with you guys another time when we're listening to music, some Roscoe and I stuff. But it's going to be great. That's great. So that's not this weekend, but the following weekend. But what is great, most importantly, is that he's setting up his space for it to be a full capture, immersive studio. So all the mounted cameras, because this dude works doing live capture feeds for Oprah and for Apple. You know what I mean? Like that's where he went to during thing. So he's getting his home studio set up. That's going to be the way to do it. Full capture.
Awesome.
Spalding. What's her name? Spalding. Esmeralda.
Yeah.
She was doing a live feed weekend where they had a studio and they went in, and they were writing for the weekend, and they were going to leave the weekend, with a little EP, and the whole thing was live streamed, and, Maraska and I have been talking about this for years and years and years. And then the funny thing is when pandemic hit and everything started saying technology has to meet the demand, and then his occupation as sound and lighting, engineer for major corporation, kind of like all their corporate shows, it all went virtual. So he had to learn how to do all that, organize all of it, because stuff was happening immediately. And so it all just came to flow. you know, of like that was the push needed for us talking about this shit. Bellinger and I talked about this in '99. We had creativesessions.com. We bought it. We wanted to get an event that was all live streamed or captured. And yeah, it was like, you know, you get musicians to vibe together. The musicians will, you know, inspire the spoken word poet, will inspire the dancers, will inspire the painters, will inspire the photographers, and a fully immersive event that all gets then monetized and chopped up at the end. And it was impossible to do 22 years ago, completely impossible. And now we're really freaking close, baby. Thank you, Bellingham.
Yes.
So yeah,
Keep yourself alive. Come on.
keep yourself alive. Take you all your time and money and keep me satisfied. But that's it. You if you wait it out, man, technology will
Catches up.
You
It catches up.
and
now
a
it's
pandemic like this made everybody willing to evolve in all things.
So like my thing is like sometimes I think like the collective consciousness, you know, based on the writings of science fiction writers, manifest because thoughts become things.
Yes,
our current reality. But
right.
It takes time for the scientists to go, we can engineer that. And that's the bridge. It's imagination versus, you know, and then it's written into sci-fi dystopia shit, and then people start creating it, and
it creates a belief system of possibilities.
And then we start living it, and we start having options.
Story.
And
you live the story.
Thank
goodness, the story starts here.
We are still in the utopia phase of our current dystopia. Yeah, there are certain things that are dystopic about our current existence, but more so than not, if you live in America in 2021, you're at the height of the fucking, you know, current civilization as we know it, and
counting the big burn.
Like we have amazing
for you, America.
We have amazing possibilities. Here's the thing: it's all captured on sand.
Although it's coming from America.
And so, you know, if it's not carved in stone, it will not survive the meteor impact. It will eventually happen.
That's right.
Like, yeah, it's either carved in stone or it fucking gets dissolved. Like fucking Thanos. You're fucking Thanos out of existence. Everything,
Thanos out.
Thanos yeeted you out of existence.
We may have been here before. I mean, Atlantis, you know, like like we may have had this level of technology that we have right now.
Hundreds of times over, possibly. Graham Hancock. So Graham Hancock, well, at least 5. They say this is the 5th extinction. The fifth
extinction event that we've undergone and rebuilt to this point before. Yeah,
and there's read Fingerprints of the Gods by Graham Hancock. You could listen to the audiobook or read it, but he does in depth. Graham Hancock's brilliant, and he studies ancient civilizations. It's amazing. Like all this shit, it's like you know. Anyway, I don't want to get to that road, but nevertheless, yes, we've risen and fallen many more times, you know, than we have any. We're getting erased pretty quickly. I think they were saying there's a website where it's like, you know, this is what a city looks like, and everything. And if there was, you know, if all the energy shut down, if the infrastructure was removed, it's like this is 1 year, 10 years. 50 years, 100 years. And it's like at 1,000 years, it is gone.
It's like 200 years, really.
Is it 200?
Yeah, it's like 200 years for the modern.
The animals come back immediately.
Most of the buildings are gone after 200 years.
Yeah.
And when you're talking
12 monkeys.
When you're talking about our understanding of civilization right now, going back 10, 12,000 years. Say 20,000 just for the hell of it. When you start thinking about the planet being around for around 13 billion years,
Mhm.
The
It's a crazy
billion
number.
thing, that number throws so many people off
Yeah.
because it's
Hard
so
to fathom.
everything that we've ever created that we
It's
ever understand
unfathomable.
that exists today is at max 20,000 years old. If you take that times 1,000, you're not even at 1 billion. You're not
Yeah.
even close to 1 billion.
Yeah. We're like 0.001
Yeah.
of the timeline of the
A
planet.
thousand thousands is a million. That means that 1,000 20,000s is 20 million,
Yeah.
which means you've got to have another 50 of those just to get to 1 billion. So you got to have 50,000 cycles of 20,000 years equal 1 billion.
Some perspective, isn't it?
That's a billion.
One
We
billion.
got 13
Look,
of
I gotta
those.
count to 4 to get to
Yeah.
F. Like, you know,
Yeah.
sitting here.
Or
Yeah,
three.
we got
Yeah,
13
yeah,
of those.
right.
We got at least 13
Yeah.
cycles of that.
So again, like that's perspective. So when you start looking at all of these different cycles and how ancient civilizations knew about a Cayuga, which is a 25,000 year cycle, you have to experience that more than once,
That's that count.
Right. To
right?
realize
Well,
that
in
the cycle-
India,
Right.
Cayuga.
Yeah. And figure out that we need to build, because it's inevitable that we will face a reset event. We need to build triangles in the desert, because triangles is the geometric shape that can withstand the weight of the sand as it builds up over the thousands of years, which is inevitable. And they will discover it, and they will remember, because nature doesn't build in straight line. It
Correct.
doesn't do that. So
That's in crystalline form.
yeah, so it'll be a recognizable shape, so that the future, after we're all wiped out, will remember that we did once have some type of logic. And they try to do it as pictograms, but is fucking hieroglyph. We call them hieroglyphics, and there's no code for that until the Rosetta Stone. We weren't able to translate that very
Which is
well. The
ridiculous.
Rosetta Stone exists between Greece. Yeah, it was the ancient historians of Greece that spoke about. Yeah, I mean, you're going back to Plato. That's that spoke about.
the discovery of the Rosetta Stone is hilarious, right? I mean,
It's like when you would read it in this fictional book, you wouldn't believe it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, there's no way
Yeah,
that could be what
I don't
actually
know what
that
happened.
didn't happen.
Tell me the story of the discovery of the Rosetta Stone.
For all of history, nobody could understand the hieroglyphics. It didn't matter if the Greeks, the Romans, whoever discovered it, no one could decipher what the hieroglyphics.
Not even the
were saying.
Egyptians. That's
And it
why
wasn't
that's why the Egyptians didn't build the fucking pyramids, because they don't even understand it. But so go ahead.
Modern day.
Yeah, the
Egyptians.
modern day Egyptians didn't have any.
No,
any.
they
wasn't
discovered the
until-
ruins and they built upon
Yeah.
it, and then they
And it
recarved
wasn't
the
until
face of the Sphinx.
It wasn't until the 1800s when what was it? It was Napoleon, right? It was Napoleon had sent
Yeah.
some forces down through Egypt, and they were
Because-
ransacking the place.
Uh-huh.
And they
but they weren't only ransacking. They actually he actually revered. He understood history in a certain way that he didn't want to preserve it, and so it was ransacking, but he was bringing it back to preserve it, so that so that looters wouldn't just destroy it.
But
in the name of religion,
the Rosetta Stone itself was one that it was a pillar. There was a pillar that was built in some way, wherever it was, and some group of soldiers were like, "All right, well, we're going to take this. We're just going to crack this down."
Well, it's actually found in a cave. It's actually found in a cave. It's actually, BB. It's like our origin story of the world of Cambria. Like, people went into a cave. There was a cave, and they found this spherical object that was wrapped in cloth, and it is a spherical object and around it was carved both the hieroglyphs, but also it was translated into Greek, ancient Greek. So there was the bridge. Now, if you understand ancient Greek, then because the ancient Greeks translated the ancient Egyptian, and this existed in Alexandria.
Oh, they burned all that shit down.
It was all burned, but because this was carved in stone,
damn it,
stone can't burn, and this was hidden on purpose in a cave, and that's where they discovered the Rosetta Stone. Only within our lifetime, it was within like the last 100 years. And they were finally able to connect the dots and understand. And then from there, they've said because the Greek translated it, now we understand the hieroglyphs. And that was it.
Fascinating.
And the History Channel was born.
Good one.
That's where I watched it too.
Bright Insight is another great channel.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, you turned me on to Bright Insight, of course.
Yeah, he went to Egypt last year for the first time. He's going again.
I just reshared something. Yeah, he's going in October.
But his insight about the three rings that exist in the lower third of Africa, and the way that the ancient Greeks describe
Atlantis.
Yeah,
3 rings of land, 3 rings of water.
Yeah, it was like the water came in through an inlet, and then they somehow irrigated a ring of water, a moat. It was a moat, and then there was a bridge, and there was a ring of land, and in that ring of land was a city, and there was another bridge that came into the center city, and that was where the kingdom was. And so there were 3 rings of Atlantis. And it exists. You can see it because of Google Maps. Because of Google Maps, you can see this exists in Southeast Africa, where it's in the desert now. But that desert, it's still close enough to where the water, because of plate tectonics, when you have an extinction event with an asteroid that comes into the Earth has a molten center, and this asteroid, if it's a direct hit, it goes like this, and the Earth will reform its shape, but not before that. All the plates shake us off like fleas. Any existing humans need to go underground because the atmosphere is fucking gone. If you stay above ground, you will be fried to death. So you need to go underground. There are plenty of ancient cities that nobody knows how they exist.
Yeah.
We built upon them, including Europe. Most of Europe, lots of parts of Europe are built above these ancient
Ice Age tunnel system.
Yeah, and I just had to verify. It is crazy. You're not correct on how the Rosetta Stone was discovered. It wasn't found in a cave or anything like that.
You're thinking about the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I am thinking about the Dead Sea. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because I was like, this is not the story of the Rosetta Stone.
I was thinking the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I have to let you ramble when you ramble.
Sorry, that's good.
The Rosetta Stone was found by soldiers of Napoleon when they were going through Egypt, and they were working on refortifying some of the old cities that were around there. And the Rosetta Stone had, for some reason, been built into a wall of one of the old buildings. The soldiers were knocking down the wall to rebuild it, and when they knocked it down, they uncovered a portion of the stone buried within the wall itself that had the 3 different dialects: the Greek, the Egyptian, and the whatever it was, Hebrew or whatever it was. So they discovered it in the middle of a wall that they were basically destroying to rebuild, to refortify, and that's what changed the whole. That's where all of a sudden they're like, oh,
the course of civilization. Oh, it just changed the course of like our understanding of our own world.
But they find it in the middle of a fucking structure, not like in a room of a structure, but built into the wall itself. That's not natural. You don't do that.
No.
So that is just so
That's
weird.
some Nicolas Cage shit. Trying to get
some
the,
Nicholas
trying to get the Constitution.
Yes, that is some Nicolas Cage shit.
And some like a fiction writer wrote that. And again, if you're watching that movie as a fiction, you'll be like, this is kind of far fetched. And here it is. Does life imitate art? Does art imitate life?
Right?
It switches. It fluctuates.
All ideas.
Patooey chomp.
Patooey chop.
Like Donald Trump, I can't hold a bottle of water with one hand. Yes, sir.
It's,
Patooey
So the
chomp.
one goes under, the one goes under, baby. Yeah, there you go. Help yourself up. Give yourself a hand.
Small hands.
Thank you, everybody. We're at the 4:40 mark.
yeah, I'm getting ready to.
Yeah, you hung out a long extra time. We hit it.
Wonderful.
Yes.
You got to hit it and quit it.
Oh my gosh.
Just to recap, thank you for
I'm gonna.
being, I don't know what's
I'm
happening.
gonna cut that.
I think you just killed BB.
You did. The video
Big
clip.
Room After Dark.
The video clip from Alex corner there 35 seconds ago was hilarious. For one second, I thought he fell asleep on her face. I wasn't sure what had happened there. He like leaned in and put his nose on her face and didn't move.
Oh, your screen froze?
No. It was done.
Yeah, he likes to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you
Brings
know
up
what?
on you.
I'm weird. You're weird.
It was just a
Let's just be
good.
weird together. So,
It was just a
same
great
thing.
little.
Oh.
That's what it was. I thought, he's passing out. He's
What
passing
does that
out.
mean? I
We got
Nice.
Oh,
Feel
dude,
nice.
don't know.
So I like kind of reached down to adjust my junk, and if you review the video, she looks down and goes, and then I leaned in. I was like, because I thought it
see.
Get to adjust.
was like,
My job.
yeah, she's like, what's she doing down there? Normally, there's nobody here to come, to do that. And there was
To
just,
comment or observe.
Observe.
yeah, there's no
His
observers.
nose on every part.
I usually do these pantsless.
All right, champions. I'm going to call that a night.
Yeah.
So next time, keep
So-
yourself alive. Come on.
Keep yourself alive.
Take
Keep
you
Do
out.
all your time and the money. Keep me up as fine. All right. Much love. Much love.
All right, next one.
Thank you, everybody.
Wednesday, same time, same place.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens in this after show. Did they wind up barring us again, or
This
is
is
it
a good
somehow
test.
stay alive? It's a good test. I feel.
All you out there are part of our guinea pigs subjects.
Right.
Thanks for showing up.
Right? Go back
Have
to
a
your cages.
wonderful
now.
week.
But it's over. Go
Back
home.
to the lab.
Go home. It's over.
It's over.
Back to the lab without a mic to grab. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.